The Egyptian God cards. They are some of the most popular cards in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Being introduced in the second season, Battle City introduced these magnificent monsters into the game. However, despite being lauded as some of the strongest cards to ever be created in the anime, in the actual TCG, these cards have never really been good, with only Obelisk the Tormentor seeing ever so slight play in French decks like Frog Monarch and Dragon Ruler. The truth is that the God cards never quite lived up to the expectations that the show set out for them. And this is despite Konami constantly printing now new support cards that make the gods even stronger. But that's why today I'm going to be taking it upon myself to try and make the gods meta for once. Now, if you recall a few months ago, I had another take on the God card deck where I played Horus monsters and a lot more support for the Winged Dragon and Raw cards. And while that deck was really cool and probably one of the best ways to play the God cards, unfortunately, Slifer the Sky Dragon in particular gets kinda shunned. And even though I did play it in that deck, it doesn't really get to show off all its potential in that video. But for this video, I felt like it was time to show some love to Yugi's God card, Slifer the Sky Dragon. Before I get into the key card section, if you enjoy these types of videos where we go over anime, casual, and retro decks from the past and then try and modernize them and make them meta, then let me know. Leave a like, a subscribe, and comment down below what decks and archetypes you want to see me look at in the future. But with that said, let's get into the Slifer the Sky Dragon archetype, or I don't know what you'd call it. So, Slifer the Sky Dragon is the least supported of the three God cards, but even Obelisk has slightly more than what Slifer does, with the Winged Dragon and Raw having a whole suite of support that would make it somewhat playable. Slifer only really has 2 support cards. But I guess before we do that, let's go over Slifer the Sky Dragon itself. Arguably the weakest of the 3 gods, Slifer requires 3 tributes to normal summon, and the summon cannot be negated. And when normal summoned, cards and effects cannot be activated. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card is special summoned, send it to the graveyard. So, reviving it and with Monster Reborn type cards, not the best, but sure, keep reading. See if we actually get to a good effect now. It's 1000 attack and defense for every card in your hand. Okay, like that's not great, but its last effect is probably the best out of all of them. If a monster is normal or special summoned, your opponent's field in attack mode, that monster loses 2000 attack. Then if its attack is reduced to 0 as a result, destroy it. So the attack reduction doesn't really matter, but what does matter is that a monster that is 2000 less attack being summoned in attack mode, which links have to be in attack mode, are immediately destroyed. So it does make it hard to link climb when you're staring down a Slifer the Sky Dragon, and that is the appeal to this card. If you recall, I've used this specific effect in my Jesse Impossible combo with Mystic Potato to get the almighty Exodia. That video shows off an incredible combo where Slifer the Sky Dragon plays a pivotal piece in making sure one single instant fusion is an FTK. If you haven't watched that, also go check that out because that's one of my favorite videos I've made in the last little bit. Either way, let's press forward with the Slifer cards. Now, the 2 support cards I mentioned, one of them playable but not great, and the other is actually a fantastic card. So let's start off with the good one. The Revived Sky God. This is a card where honestly you could play it in other decks and then have a single Slifer in, and more so have the deck revolved around this trap card than Slifer itself. But that being said, this card can also be used in a more Slifer themed deck, period. So when I'm building this deck around Slifer, this is also going to be a central part of how I'm building it. It is a trap card. This is the activation of this card, or its effects cannot be negated. Its ability on the field is once activated, special a Slifer the Sky Dragon from your grave, and then both players draw until they have 6 cards in their hand, ensuring your Slifer will have 6,000 attack points. And then the effect that's really good for other decks is you can banish from the grave to place a Monster Reborn from your deck or graveyard on top of your deck. And then if there's a Divine Beast in your grave, so it doesn't have to be Slifer, you can draw 1 card, so you'll draw the Monster Reborn. And I mean, this card is cool in like Danger decks, right? Because it can search Monster Reborn because Dangers are going to draw another card anyways. Or if you even just play Slifer, then if you have a Slifer, add Monster Reborn. And Monster Reborn, all not being a broken card, even though it's 20 odd years old, is still very solid. Like, the card is good. Now, even though your Slifer will kill itself in the end phase thanks to its unfortunate downside of nuking itself when it's been special summoned, because this card's favorite effect will stack Monster Reborn, it means that even if we summon it Slifer on their turn and it kills itself, then during our turn we'll just add the Monster Reborn, revive it, and it'll pretty much still be there, even though it'll be nuked again in the next turn. Slifer paired with like anything else should just be game. The last Slifer card is Thunder Force Attack, Slifer's main finishing move. It's a quick play spell where its effect and activation can also not be negated. If you control a monster whose original name is Slifer the Sky Dragon, you control as many face-up monsters your opponent controls as possible. Then if it's your main phase when you activate this effect, you can gain the following ability. and that is draw cards equal to the number of monsters destroyed by this effect. And then also, you can only attack with one monster this turn. So if you pair this with Revived Sky God, you'll be able to draw 6, summon back Slifer, blow up their field, and now get a bit of the soft lock with Slifer, where if they summon Link monsters that are under 2k, they'll just immediately be destroyed. And then obviously, if you are able to use this during your own turn, it gets that much better, because now you get to draw a bunch of cards on your own accord. Now, this alone doesn't make a deck. You only have 3 cards to work with. So how do we go about building a deck around just these cards? And remember, I said I've built this deck around the Revived Sky God. That means we need to do 2 things to set up our combos. We need to get a Revived Sky God into our field, and then we need to get a Slifer the Sky Dragon into the graveyard. So the way we're getting Slifer the Sky Dragon into the graveyard is with Branded Fusion, which itself can be accessed by Preorder the Anaconda, a generic Link 2. Branded Fusion can then make Brigand the Glory Dragon, which requires a level 8 or higher monster, thus putting the Slifer into the graveyard. Brigand itself doesn't do too much, it does however protect monsters from being targeted except itself. So specifically, if your opponent gets an SP in the field, while it would die to the Slifer, it could tag out to protect itself and target the Slifer. So being able to stop that is kind of handy. Now that we know that any 2 monsters will get access to Slifer in the grave, the next step is then to get the Sky God. So to do that, we're playing 3 copies of Trap Trick and 3 copies of Trap Track, both cards that access any normal trap from our deck at the additional cost of something else. With all that coming together, we should have a cohesive deck where we put 2 monsters on the field for Anaconda, then summon a Brigand, then use Sky God or a way to get Sky God, and voila! Slifer the Sky Dragon is going to wreak havoc on our opponents. Now with that in mind, let's go check out the exact deck list. So one other important thing as we build this deck is that we are going to be drawing 6 cards with the Revived Sky God. So that means I'd like to draw hand traps off that so I can interact with my opponent's cards. If we were drawing cards that were actual traps or something else, then it would mean that the Revived Sky God wasn't applying any additional pressure, but drawing to Maxi, Veiler, Ash Blossom, Ghost Spell type cards just makes that effect that much more valuable. That's why I filled out a relatively large suite of hand traps that I could use once drawn off of the Revived Sky King. I also included 1 Nibiru in case my opponent does pressure enough damage, I could Nibiru myself relatively safely, and then Monster Reborn will get back Slifer, all fine and dandy. I've included several different engines that could put 2 monsters on field. So the thing with each of these engines as well is they can do something else in addition to just setting up Anaconda. That way, if I draw multiple engines together, I can make several different aspects of my field. Now, the Cyber's Gadget package will let me draw cards, will also make IP into SP. The Adventure cards can set up Griffin, which acts as a negate to protect your Anaconda, or your Slifer. And your Speedride package can turn into Bamboozle and Gossip Shadow, which will act as a way to prevent hand traps. On top of all that, I do love myself a Fairy Tale Snow, so as we were playing an Adventure deck and a Branded deck kind of mixed together, I felt like it made perfect sense to throw my favorite card in there for good luck. And that leaves us with this 50-card masterpiece. So now, let's do as the Pharaoh does. It's time to duel. Okay. We have run our roll here, and our hand is quite peculiar. So we didn't get access to any of our engines that can, you know, set up our combos. But we do have Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial can send Slifer straight up, which would turn on this combo. However, what that would also mean is I don't have anything else going for me. So I can do 2 things. I can Foolish for Slifer and then rely on this, or I can get Enchantress here, Water Enchantress. Water Enchantress will give me the Adventure cards, which will also give me a target of a Trap Track besides having the normal summon a goddamn Maxi. However, what I don't like about that is it's weak to every hand trap. So I'm going to Foolish for Slifer and say it's fine. I don't need to do anything else too flashy. There's no toggle there, which means there's nothing. I'm going to just send Slifer and be safe. I'm going to summon this. Set 2 cards face down. Toggle on and end my turn. So I'm going to get to the Slifer out in the draw phase. Nope, not going to Maxi. I'm gonna use Maxi here now, see if there's a Call by the Grave, because Call by the Grave really messes me up here. It's probably like the card this deck is like the single weakest to, but also like if there's Ash Blossom, it's like not the biggest deal. It's resolving, okay, so I'll let it resolve, and then I'm gonna use this. He already has 6 in hand, so I don't let him draw any extra cards this way. I don't know what he could chain to this. Get my Revived Sky God, then I'll flip it up immediately. Okay. So now that my opponent played a card in their hand, I can use this. Unfortunately, you do have to wait till I have less than 6 in their hand to do this. But that's fine. So let's use this now. If I'm playing a backrow deck, this is kind of waste of a maxi, but I mean, obviously, like, drawing 6 is the most important thing here.
Meet your maker, Pharaoh. The last monster you'll ever see.
Oh, animation. Let's go. Summon Slifer, the Sky Dragon. Let's toggle off now. I don't need this anymore. Still have Ash in my hand. It's pretty good. I'm under maxi, so they're probably going to just pass back let this die. But I, of course, am... Oh, wait, this is Heroes. Oh, this is Jaden versus Yugi. Oh, Jaden, you're going to be cooked. They're under maxi. We should still be very, very okay. Hand traps are going to be incredibly good here. They summoned in attack mode. It seems they aren't familiar with the might of Slifer, the Sky Dragon. So yeah, could this only summon in attack mode, or are they just being silly? Yeah, they're just being silly. They lose their monster for no reason now. This will place the Vision Hero, and I'm all cool with that. I still have my Raigeki effect as well to protect me. I don't think he can afford to just pass, though, at this point, because my Slifer will be at 8,000 attack next turn, which is more than enough to end the game, right? And I'll have my adventure cards. Adventure card, honestly, can just be, like, the nail in the coffin. Add Stratos. Okay. Stratos is fine. And then Second Mouth. Obliterate. Extinguish the heroes. Hero lives. 4,000 life points. Am I supposed to Ash this? I feel like I can be patient with the Ash because I still have my Thunder Force attack. And drawing cards is just so broken. I'd rather just draw more hand traps. That, not a hand trap. They put it in defense this time. Clever. They can add from deck to hand. Plasma. I'll hold Thunder Force attack for that, ideally, I guess. I mean, if I can just get, like, a Veiler into play, it's not that big of a deal either. Yep, this will kill that. They get the effect of Stratos. Will they pop back row or not? They should probably pop the back row. Destroy spells and traps up to the number of heroes you control. Yeah, so I'll just nuke their field. Thunder Force attack. So, okay, they've used Hero Lives, they've used the normal summon, they've used Ferris. They are low in extenders. They should be in theory. They should not do that. It'll still get blown up. That doesn't help them. This doesn't target. I'll let them do that. Sure. I mean, I guess not that I can stop it, but this was a not wise play on my opponent's behalf. Get to draw a card, a third trap trick. These cards I'm drawing are not great, but I don't think that matters too much. Another Hero Lives. Damn. Damn. What would they summon here? They've already done use so much. I mean, Ash Blossom here is probably fine. I think this is a fine Ash Blossom at this point. Their hand is Plasma, and that's all I know, right? Doesn't even live another turn. Slifer wins this round. Sorry, Jaden boy. You're not ready to beat the Pharaoh yet.
もうどんなことがあっても忘れない。どんな時でも素直にデュエルを楽しむ気持ちを。
Okay, so this game we are starting off. Our hand looks rather solid. Right Ramus here and Enchantress. I don't have the right Ghost Girl to stop Maxi though, so I guess I just hope there's no Maxi coming down here. There's not. Okay, cool. So let's get this out. Place the card face up. Yes. Max special this from the hand. Click control an adventure token. Make sure I'm activating the right effect. Wait, how do I pick? I've never used adventure cards before. Special this card. Okay, good. I just don't want to banish it by hand by mistake, and then it just F me, and I lose. What was in their hand? There was a toggle there. Okay. I get the search off this now, and I'll get Nightmare Griffin. Not Nightmare Griffin. Griffin Wanderer. That's what it's called. So first you get the equip spell, and then I get the Griffin. Equip it. Nope. I need to get to my hand. That way I can discard it for this. And effect a search. Let's get the Griffin. And it'll discard this, which will attach itself to the right of Ramus here. And this doesn't matter right now, but it can matter in the future. This will mean it's immune to battle at least once per turn. So, I mean, as a 2k body, like, makes it kind of hard to clear. Now, I have to normal summon one of these, so I'm going to have to decide which I prefer to normal summon. I think I'd rather normal summon the Ghost Bell. No, normal summon Veiler, because that way if I get called by the grave, I can use Ghost Bell on it and not have to use my Griffin. I'd rather save the Griffin. Obviously, I don't want to get a call by the grave on my Slifer the Sky Dragon, so it's normal summon effect Veiler. It'll make Anaconda. Okay, make Anaconda. And we'll go effects. I'm thinking. I also have the Enchantress's Graveyard effect. Nibiru. Okay, well, I'm going to have to negate that for sure. Without a doubt. Stop then Nibiru. So they need something else here. They have infinite impermanence. Okay. Okay, so I got stopped. And I lose all my monsters now. It is very unfortunate. Okay, so I'm pretty much gonna have to get to Elf next turn in order to continue the combos here. Let's use the Water Enchantress to add a Rider of Rainsphere from deck to hand. Let's get out of my deck. And then I'll set this because I may as well set it. And I'll call it a turn. Hopefully my opponent can't play through Ghost Spell. This would have been Veiler, would have been better, but playing your own Nib Imperm is kind of like... I mean, it's unlikely they have Nib Imperm. I think it's more likely they have Call By than 2 hand traps. Specifically Nib is like really rough. Because if it was anything else, we would have had a better shot at playing through it. 48 cards. Maybe your Imperm is kind of unfortunate. Not out of the woods yet. They still have to actually apply pressure here, because if they don't, then we can get to it. The Slifer again. It'll just be a bit late. What do you got for me, Duelist? Set 1. Good sign. That could be Imperm. But this can't be stopped by Imperm, so I don't mind that. Oh, it's a Labyrinth. Oh, this is a rough matchup. Yeah, I mean, I can't stop this. But thankfully, Ghost Spell can stop Big Welcome Labyrinth if they go for that. Okay, so I can stop that, which is important. That's one of the best cards in their deck, if not the best card in their deck. Okay, set 1. They should have searched first, then set 2, probably. But I don't think they're gonna link for anything here. They might just pass. Set. Okay, set another one. All right, then give it back to me probably. I need to draw pieces of engine here. I think is just the most important thing. I don't play Legal Knights, unfortunately, nor Second Griffin. All right, give me Cyber's Gadget, Speedway Terror Top. That's. Is it even good? Cyber's Gadget would have been so good. Ugh. It might just be better to hold off and not do it this turn. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna save the Terror Top. Might come up later in the future. I'm gonna search off this. I'm gonna Big Welcome. Yeah, I'll dispel that. No sweat off my back here. This is an easy choice. Gravedigger Trap Hole. What? I did not expect that to be in their deck. Okay. So, what am I doing now? They go lovely bounce back one of these two. Let's see what they bounce back, I guess. Nibiru. I'm gonna discard the Rite of Ramus here then. Because I can, if they pop the Nibiru token, because they're scared of this, then I can summon their Terror Top. But yeah, that Gravedigger Trap Hole actually was pretty good. Damn, Cyber's Gadget would have been nice for Lingaribo as well. Sad. Lame. Okay. They're setting a card. Okay, that doesn't really matter too much. And then they are popping from hand still. Okay. Do I want to try force them to Nibiru me again? Or do I go Gossip Shadow? Or do I just attack these two? They have Nibiru in hand. This can't be used. They have one set. Big Welcome doesn't do anything here. It's probably just attack these two. And try and kill these first before trying to play into Nibiru. Because trying to summon the Slifer here will get Nibiru. I can't stop anything. Because I have to go make a Link 2, then Elf, then revive Anaconda, then I get Nibiru. So that's not a good game plan. So I'll save the Terror Top for later, because these will certainly get cleared by something. If they have Daruma Cannon, I probably just lose in the spot, but I was going to lose anyways, so yeah, I can play around it. Resolves. Okay, so that means this might be like an effect negation card, if it's unusable for them, because there's no toggles or anything. Token Beatdown. Not how I expected this game to go. I still need to get Slifer into play in order to actually be able to win this game. So they have 4 unknowns, and assumingly this is like an Imperm. Set a card. They Ariana for Big Welcome last turn, and they didn't use Welcome, so I have to assume they probably didn't have any Welcome traps. We might be able to just get there off of literally just these tokens, actually. Draw. Slifer the Sky Dragon. I don't have any of the monsters to summon. Why don't I play Nightmare Phoenix in this deck? I need to play Nightmare Phoenix. I'm just going battle phase, right? And see if that works. Hopefully 45 just gets him there. They're gonna have to block this now. Okay, 2,000 more to go. Okay. All right. I guess all you need to be Labyrinth is a big token. I do want to include Phoenix in the deck. I know like it's unlikely to draw our Slifer, but we've drawn him now, and I really want this in the grave if I draw it. But what do I cut for Phoenix is the question. Like, it feels so tight, this deck. How much does Sprint come up? It lets me do cool stuff with this. I'm gonna just cut the Sprint. That may be a mistake, but I feel like I need the Nightmare Phoenix after last game. Okay, this hand looks all right. So I don't have any way to insulate myself from any hand traps, unfortunately. Also, drawing this plus this is always terrible, but I mean, like, I'd rather draw this plus this than just this. If I get Maxi here, I can give them 2 draws. That's not the end of the world. Okay, special summon this. I mean, I'll like feign the ability to keep playing with a normal summon afterwards. Obviously, like we both know that I have no normal summon anyways, but yep, Maxi, cool. It's still the same thing. It's going to be 2 draws off Maxi here to give them. Hopefully the Anaconda resolves, and then I'll be okay. Anaconda. And then let's wait the effects. Send Branded Fusion back to grave. Is there anything? Cool. Let's go Brigand, and we'll send Slifer and Albaz. Perfect. Royal Rare Bonanza. Nice set, and set. Technically playing into the Mechanite column. That's fine though. Okay, so I need them to go below 6 cards in hand, and then we can activate our Revived Sky God. Raid Raptors. Oh, I haven't played versus deck in so long. So what does this do again? It can special summon another Raid Raptor from hand. Okay, so I'm gonna toggle on here because I may want to do something on the resolution. Special from hand in itself. Cool, so now I can use the Sky God. Hopefully draw into Maxi. Yep. See what you got. Can't negate this. Oh, that doesn't work, my friend. Remember, it says this card's... I mean, let them draw a new card, I guess, because you'll not only have 4 in hand. But yeah, so let's read again. This card's effects cannot be negated. Not going to chain, obviously. Let's draw some cards. Summon out the Slifer, the Sky Dragon. And draw 6. Oop, toggle on, toggle on, toggle on. And I missed it, didn't I? Ah, damn it. Okay, I should have toggled on. Damn it. Okay, that's fine. I'll do the other one of these, so I can't trap check for it. I mean, I can trap check for trap track though, which is stupid. I just didn't want to do that because then I couldn't use imperm. Or I could have. I should have done that. I should have deck them. All right. I'll just Maxi here. They can't even ash me anymore, so that's kind of nice. I can call by here now though. Not the end of the world they call by. Cross out designator. Sure. That's fine. That is a-okay with me. Send Mimicry Lanius. Okay. Let's add another Raid Raptor card. Okay, cool. No response for me. The 2. It's crazy how the Nibiru just gives you a counter now. So you don't have to keep track anymore. So let's see what they're going to do as their best approach here. Now remember, while we control the Brigand, they can only target the Brigand. So we are going to be safe from any targets on the Slifer. So yeah, I don't have the Nibiru anytime soon. I can hold the Nibiru until it really devastates. And they're going to overlay for Raiders Knights. In attack mode. There's no way. Is this a quick effect? It's not. They just do terribly, right? Wasted their monsters. Oh man, that's a big oopsie. Second mouth. Eat up that knight. I'm expecting the shame concede here. People just don't read Slifer. It's crazy. They just get so scared in the face of a god. Yep, it's gonna die 0. Wait, does this kill it? If its attack reduces 0 as a result. If it's already 0, is it still destroyed? I don't know. It's not. Interesting. It's the first time that's happened. Okay, good to know. Good to know. This is live, but obviously no reason to use this just yet. Or at all right now. I don't even want to use it right now. This is still just better than his monsters. As well as I still have an imperm face down to defend myself. I might trap trick for trap track to get Sky God by popping Anaconda. That way I have Sky God again for next turn. That might be the play we're going for here. Do you think our opponents will actually let us finish the game though? Because so far in all of our duels, our opponents keep conceding before we get to attack with Slifer. Because I actually don't know if there's an animation for Slifer attacking. I hope there is. Okay, that's fine. And I'm gonna let this go through as well. I don't mind this. So the biggest thing with Slifer here is even though they can put these in defense to avoid Slifer, what this will still stop is our Link monsters. And Raid Raptors have a really good Link monster. Is it Y-Strix it's called? That stopping them from being able to do that is very good. So I'm still fine with this whole ordeal. Opponent's gonna get access to that card. Cool, cool, cool. That just summons itself for free, right? And then when it goes to the grave, you get another one. Neat. Okay. So it summons itself. No problemo. What is next in the arsenal? So this will also lock them out of what's it called? Non-Raid Raptors, right? Yeah. Okay, so no SP is gonna come down here. They're gonna revive. Okay, that's fine. They can make another XYZ here. Not sure what they want to make. Overlaying for 4 Strix. Again, this doesn't do anything, so I'm chill. Search. Yep, no problem, friend. And then what happens after this? What's their next play? They may just pass after this, I feel like. I don't know if they have a good play after this. I'm gonna search another one of those. That's gonna be good follow-up for them, but I'm not aiming to give them another turn. I'm aiming to end this duel. I think they're just gonna call it a turn here. Yep, set 1. End the main phase. Yeah, so let's toggle on. This is gonna nuke itself. And I'm gonna trap trick here, and I'm gonna get trap track. Oh, I could have blown up my own Slifer and then not have to blow up this. That would have been better. This is gonna kill itself anyways. I didn't want to do that. Okay, that's fine. Trap track, stack thin, don't want to draw these for turn. And it's gonna kill itself. And then let's use trap track here and pop the Anaconda. Get the 3rd Sky God out of the deck. Revive Sky God. Draw for turn. Maxi. Am I gonna discard that just to get an extra card? Probably, right? Because I want to draw an adventure card here to kill my opponent. So normal summon, no effect. So I want to be able to use adventure cards. I'm gonna activate the Sky God once more, and I can chain Maxi to this. Yeah, chain Maxi. Don't really need it. Cool. What is this? Winged Beast, one controls cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects or the monster attacks except Winged Beast, the highest attack. Send this card to the graveyard, this card, and 2 Simorgs. And this card to the graveyard. You can send this card and 2 Simorgs. Okay, whatever. So I just can't target their things. I'll just have to Phoenix this, right? So I get that out, draw a bunch of cards. Wait, I can just destroy a Thunder Force attack. I'm just gonna do that. Draw a Lockbird. Oh, okay, it's fine. I just chain this. I'll chain a Thunder Force attack to draw 2 cards. Please don't concede. Please don't concede.
Now, go, Slifer the Sky Dragon! Attack!
Blow up your field. Thunder Force attack. Draw 2 cards. Wait, but it's not game anymore. But I shouldn't have done that. Now it's not game. You can only attack 1 time. No! Oh. I mean, obviously we're never losing that game. But I just wanted to attack with Slifer. Everyone keeps conceding. So that is the Slifer, the Sky Dragon deck. Despite never getting to resolve a Thunder Force attack directly on our opponent's life points, because our opponents kept conceding, we still went 3-0 with this deck. And now, just to make up for the fact that we didn't do that, my editor here will throw in a cool animation and imagine that's us doing this Thunder Force attack on our opponents. Yeah, let's go. Slifer, Thunder Force attack. Oh man, if you guys duel against me when I'm trying to film one of these videos and it's just you in Master Duel that I'm playing against, please don't leave. Please. Yeah, this deck is solid, and you get to use Slifer pretty consistently, and that's what we're looking for. This may not be a typical God card deck, but it performs really well. So if you want to do some Link Fusion Slifer shenanigans, This is where you this is where you go, and you'll have a good time. Now, if you want to see any other decks in the future, or if I should make videos focusing on the other guard cards as well, it's specifically just Winged Dragon and Raw deck, it's specifically just Obelisk deck, or perhaps the same for the Sacred Beasts, because they can also be built individually around their own typings, then let me know, because each has their own uniqueness to it, and doesn't always mean it's the most cohesive to cram them into one deck together. And as you can see here, Slifer as its own behemoth, just fine. In fact, I'd argue this is probably better than playing another version before. That's all for now, guys. I'll see you all next time. Peace.